welcome to our lesson for today. So remember last time we talked about how King Ahab and King Jehoshaphat had decided that they are going to go and attack Ramoth of Gilead. But King Jehoshaphat said, let's ask the prophets first. So all of these other prophets came and they told King Ahab what he wanted to hear. They said, go fight. God will win. God will win. Go. God will win it for you.
Yeah.
But then King Jehoshaphat knew that these people were just telling King Ahab what they wanted to hear. So he asked for a different prophet.
Yes.
And that's when Prophet Micaiah came.
Yeah.
And Prophet Micaiah came and he told him a message. He told King Ahab a message he did not want to hear.
Which was different from what every other prophet said.
Yes.
Yeah.
So Prophet Micaiah said, if you go and fight, then your people will be scattered like sheep without a shepherd,
Yes.
and the whole army will be defeated.
Yes.
So when King Ahab heard this, he was not very happy. So
Yes.
now we're gonna see what King Ahab did to Micaiah after his message of sadness and
Yes.
defeat.
Yes,
What
so-
did King Ahab do to him?
So after Prophet Micaiah gave out this message from God that the army was going to be defeated and that the people would be scattered, there was silence in the room.
Everyone was very quiet.
And then chaos broke out.
And they all started arguing and
everyone was
talking at the
arguing.
same time and
Yes.
shouting and yelling at the same time. So King Ahab shouted, you see, I told you, this man never gives me good news.
Yes.
And then you remember Zedekiah with his iron horns
And then he was-
that he was running around and hitting people with. Even him, he shouted and he yelled at Micaiah and said, who are you to pretend that you know what God is
How can you
saying?
say
How
that?
can
Who
you
are
say that?
you
How
to
can you
pretend?
pretend you know what God is saying? So
Yes.
then he threw down the horns that he had and he went and he punched
He
Micaiah
punched
in the
Micaiah
face.
on the
Imagine.
face.
And
Yes.
then King Ahab yelled and said, arrest
Arrest him.
Micaiah.
Yes.
Take him to prison and then give him only bread
Bread
and
and
water
water.
until I come back.
Yes, and
then
then
Micaiah
Micaiah
looked
looked at
around and
Ahab.
looked sadly and he told King Ahab,
That
if
is
you
if you come
return,
back.
if you return, then it means that God has not spoken through me.
Yes. And so the next day, King Ahab and
King Jehoshaphat
gathered their armies, and then they decided they were going to go for that war against the Syrians.
Yes. So they prepared and they went to battle.
Yeah.
But King Ahab made a plan. So he told King Jehoshaphat, you can wear your royal robes,
Yes,
but
but
I will
I am-
pretend, I will dress as a soldier and
Just
and
a normal
fight,
soldier.
Yes, and
Yes.
fight among the soldiers. So then they will not know who I am.
Yes, so they went for the battle, and King Ahab was wearing just
A normal soldier uniform, and
only
then
King Jehoshaphat
was in
wearing
the
his
royal robes. But the plan of the Syrians was to make sure that they kill King Ahab. That was
Yes.
the most important person
Yes,
they
so
did
in
to
the
defeat.
whole battle, their target was King Ahab. So they were only looking to kill King Ahab. So all the people in the army only wanted to kill King Ahab,
And that
so
was
that is
the
what they
plan.
were looking for. Yes.
So when they went to
war,
fight,
yes.
they're looking and they're seeing the king. They saw King Jehoshaphat because he was in royal robes,
Yeah.
so they went to kill him.
Yes,
but when
so
they
saw
got
someone
to him,
with royal robes and they went to kill him
Yes.
because they thought that was
King Ahab.
Yes.
When they got to him, they were like, you're not
No,
King
this is
Ahab.
not King Ahab.
So they let King Jehoshaphat go.
Go.
And accidentally, one of the soldiers who was firing arrows,
Randomly, he was
firing
just firing
arrows
arrows.
randomly, he
Yes.
fired an arrow and it went and it hit King Ahab, and it went through his armor and it hit King Ahab. So
And
the
he was
whole
hurt.
day, and he was hurt.
Yes.
So the whole day through the whole battle, King Ahab sat in his chariot and he was encouraging his people to continue fighting,
He would only just
fighting,
give encouragement to the soldiers as
to
they kept
continue
on
fighting, to continue fighting.
Yes.
But in the evening,
By the end of the day,
King Ahab died.
He died from the wound that he had gotten from that
arrow, and
Yes.
King Ahab died. And when King Ahab died, the army was now defeated.
Yes.
And with the army defeated, they told them, go home, your army is now defeated. And the whole army was scattered
The whole army
everywhere,
was scattered.
all over, and King Ahab was dead.
Yes.
And the prophecy of Prophet Micaiah had come
came
true,
true.
because now the people were scattered like sheep without a shepherd, and the army was defeated.
Yes, and that is how King Ahab died.
Yes, so children, from this we learn that we should always listen to God's message.
Yes.
Because King Ahab decided not to listen to God's message from Micaiah, because Micaiah told him something that he did not want to hear.
Yes.
This was not good news to King Ahab, but instead of listening to God's message, he decided to go to battle instead.
To the false messages that he wanted to hear. But us as children of God, we are supposed to listen to the word of God and to the advice of God and to the word of to the
Message of God. Always,
even if that is not what you want to hear at that time, even if it corrects you or rebukes you
or makes you sad.
If that is what God is saying at that moment, then you have to listen to that and actually follow through with what God is saying. Don't just listen to any other voice because they're saying what you want to hear and because they're pampering you and giving you what you want to
making
hear.
You happy.
Not making you happy. No.
We need to listen to
only
God's
the voice of God and the message of God.
Yes.
And so even if you want to hear it or you don't want to hear it, as long as it's God's message, then that is what you listen to. So now we are going to stand up and sing our song. So let's all stand up and sing this song.
So it's time for us to sing our song. Now we've just talked about how when King Ahab decided not to listen to Micaiah's message from God, he ended up dying and the armies of Israel were all scattered. So now we need to sing about how when God speaks, we will listen, we will trust him, and we will obey him so that he can save us.
Yeah.
So friends, stand up and help us sing this song. God speaks, we listen, wanna hear his word every day. God speaks, we listen, read the Bible, trust and obey. No better way to truly know God, no better way to truly know us, no better way to truly know life, 'cause in the Bible we meet Jesus. God speaks, we listen, wanna hear his word every day. God speaks, we listen, read the Bible, trust and obey. No better way to truly know God, no better way to truly know us, no better way to truly know life, 'cause in the Bible we meet Jesus. God speaks, we listen, wanna hear his word every day. God speaks, we listen, read the Bible, trust and obey. Read the Bible, trust and obey. Read the Bible, trust and obey. Yeah! Okay, kids, we've just talked about how King Ahab died because he didn't listen to the message that Micaiah gave him from God, and how we as children of God need to listen to God's messages even when they don't make us happy.
Yes.
So to remind us that we should always be listening to God's messages, we are going to make listening ears.
Yes.
So we're going to make ears and we're going to hang them over our own ears so they're going to be bigger, and this is always going to remind us that we need to always listen to the message of God.
Even if it's not what you want to hear.
Even if it's not what you want to hear. So what we have here is we took manila paper and we drew two very big ears on the manila paper. So now we are going to outline those ears, maybe color them, and then we are going to stick on our ribbon, which we plaited ribbon together so it's more firm. We're going to stick this on, and then we're going to hang this over our heads so that it hangs over our ears. So take your color and start coloring your ears. Okay, so once you have your ears colored and highlighted and everything is done, we're ready to stick them onto our ribbon, and then now we can hang them over our ears.
Yeah.
So first thing you need to figure out is you need to figure out which is your left side and which is your right side. So put your ears over your ears, and where the curve goes, that is your left side, and where the other curve goes, that is your right side.
Yeah.
And then this is how we're going to stick them. So when we take our ribbon, we're going to stick the ribbon here for the left ear. So just take your stapler, staple the ribbon on. And then do the same thing on the other ear. Don't lose how you had set them, meaning you know where is left and where is right. Then staple that on as well. Now we have our ears on both sides, and before we wear our ears, I need you to write down 1 Kings chapter 22, because this is where we find the story of how King Ahab died and how he refused to listen to the prophet who gave him the true prophecy, and that was Micaiah. So on the side of your ears, 1 Kings 22.
1 Kings 22.
On both your ears, 1 Kings 22. Then still at the same place, write, listen to God's message. Then on the other ear, listen to God's message. Okay, now we can wear our ears. Just hang your ears over your head. So now you have bigger ears. This is going to remind you that you should always listen to God's message.
Yes, so this will act as your listening ears to remind you that every time you need to listen to God's message, and even if it's not what you want to hear, like King Ahab, that's not what you wanted to hear, but that was God's message. So even if it's not what you want to hear, as long as it's God who has said it, then that is God's message, and you have to listen and obey.
To God's message.
Yes, so that's our lesson today. That's our craft today. Until next time.
Bye.